something absolutely massive has just been confirmed by Elon Musk. With one word, 3 letters. Yes. We'll get to that in just a moment. First, recently Musk posts the latest version of Tesla's supervised self-driving will blow your mind. Reposting this, Bill Lee. Can't wait for FSD 12.4. FSD 12.3.6 has been eye-opening. It brilliantly crept through an intersection yesterday. Wish I had recorded it. Musk responds, we'll probably start rolling out version 12.4 next week. Holmars says that the nag on FSD has no reason to exist anymore and suggests that Tesla kill it. Musk responds, fixed in 12.4. Now, before we get to the clarification on this, that 3-letter word yes, Farzard. Actually, Farbard. Farza? Safaz. Fucker, whatever. That guy with the head. Him. Had a few thoughts. Cannot wait to see the improvements. With FSD v12, the 12.x releases have been pretty major. This version should take advantage of Tesla's big jump in training compute, to which Musk responds in great detail. 12.4 has almost completely retrained models. The final touches are for comfort, as it sometimes accelerates or brakes too fast for most people's taste. 12.5 and 12.6 are in various stages of testing. We're getting into rare, complex situations, for example, going down a narrow, one-way road, encountering a road closure and having to reverse out to find a new route. That closure also needs to be communicated to the rest of the fleet so you don't get a whole bunch of Teslas stuck down a road. And now the yes. Farzad asked, Elon Musk insinuates that the nag present in FSD that asks the driver to lightly pull on the wheel will be removed in version 12.4. Elon Musk, can you confirm? If true, this is a pretty big deal. And Elon did confirm, yes, no more nag. This is a really big fucking deal. P.S. This video is not sponsored by Ford or Mercedes. If Tesla is removing the nag, hey dickhead, put your hands on the wheel from FSD v12.4. The only reason they're doing this is because they themselves are extremely confident in its safety profile, its capabilities. This isn't to say that you don't need to continuously supervise, but it's a very strong signal at Tesla's confidence that the software, in the majority of cases, is going to do the right thing. Because by removing the nag, Tesla is begging for controversy, drama, a huge amount of negative media, pressure from regulators and so on. It would be absolutely insane to remove this nag unless they were extremely confident in how capable the software was. We are so close, ladies and gentlemen, to the awakening of the first robotaxis. This is a hugely bullish signal, which of course, I'm sure will be completely ignored by most folks on Wall Street, right? Because that's what you do. You ignore things that matter. And now, we're going to look at a couple of research notes from Morgan Stanley, who impressively are not completely ignoring the progress with FSD. Whether or not they truly grasp the implications, well, we'll have to read the notes. But you have to give credit. Adam Jonas and the crew at Morgan Stanley are publishing a lot of notes on Tesla's FSD all of a sudden. At least they're paying attention. The title, I just drove FSD v12.3.6 and lessons from insect eyes. Initial impressions after testing Tesla's most recent available full self-driving software update. It's cautious when it needs to be, assertive when it should be. It seems to demonstrate a heightened sensitivity to pedestrians or things associated with pedestrians, e.g. crosswalks. Smoother actuation, I'm just translating that, feels more human-like in the way that it's driving the vehicle. And an overall noticeable improvement from prior tested version 12.3.4. This is important. A noticeable improvement from literally the last version they used. Rate of improvement is something that we should all be paying very close attention to. According to Tesla, the FSD version I drove included relatively minor tweaks, and version 12.4 will show a, quote, big jump in capabilities. Again, I just want to emphasize big jump in capabilities. That's a quote from Tesla. And we've just heard there's going to be no nag to put hands on the wheel regularly, so don't say I didn't warn you. With most training compute limitations having been eliminated. Other pithy thoughts on robots in car form factor. LLMs mean the cars learn by learning and doing rather than labeling. Imagine you tell your robot to pick up a red pen on the floor and balance it on one end on the table, and the robot picks up the pen and balances it on the table. The command and resulting action is possible due to the robot understanding natural language, knowing what a red pen is, what a table is, and what it was asked to do with it. Even if it never did this precise combination of movements before, it understood what was asked of it by observing and imitating permutations of such behaviors many, many times before. Perhaps millions of times in reality and trillions of times in simulation. Even if it was never explicitly told what a red pen was, it just figured it out. So what they're talking about here is general intelligence, imitation learning, just like humans. I gave this example quite recently. You and I can all pick up an object in a form factor we've never picked up before without any issues, because we've picked up plenty of other stuff that's given us a broad range of examples, and our brain, even just looking at stuff, our vision system determines the likely weight, texture, touch, sensation of something before we touch it. Imagine how awkward it would be if we weren't able to translate some of our skills. We didn't have general understanding of certain principles, and every time we touched an object we hadn't picked up before, even if it was just a slight variation off by a quarter of an inch, a millimeter, who cares? We couldn't figure it out, and took dozens of attempts to figure out how to hold and manipulate an object. How this applies to self-driving vehicles is you don't necessarily have to have driven that exact street 1,000 million times or encountered that exact situation. If you have the general principles of vision, you have enough examples of different situations, you can map that understanding onto brand new, novel scenarios. 3 different compute systems working together. An expert in LLM and robotics at a major AI company tells us how the field of robot learning has changed profoundly in the past 12 months, and how the chances of robots learning from AI has increased from near zero to a point where anything's possible today. By the way, just want to point something out here. This is coming from an expert, apparently, who shares that the perception of the chances of robots learning from AI has increased from practically zero people thinking it was going to be possible to a point where everyone recognizes, oh, anything's possible. Big deal. The combination of 3 different compute systems: A, inference computers at the edge; B, learning computers in data centers; and C, computers running the robot's digital twin in a simulation in a platform, is suddenly merging the AI and robotics world. The power of LLMs to combine the learning and vision is the catalyst. Got Omatidia? So I'm pretty sure, being a nerd, I could be wrong here, but I'll check after, but I'm pretty sure they're talking about compound eyes from the insect world. Yeah, lessons from fly eyes. I watched more than my share of nature documentaries back in the day. By the way, shout out to the absolute GOAT documentary, Life on Earth, David Attenborough. Holy shit, bro. I watched that when I was a kid. My mind exploded. Still the GOAT documentary. Coming in a close second place, Carl Sagan's Cosmos, the original. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Looking forward to seeing where this goes. This past week, we spoke with a subject matter expert on optics and metamaterials, adjacent to our work on computer vision and neural nets, who encouraged us to learn more about fly eyes, comprised of hundreds of hexagonal cone-shaped units, and fly brains, for examples of how biology can create systems that can inspire the next generation of robots. The common Drosophila does have some amazing reflexes and navigation abilities, considering its brain is the size of a Tesla short cellular. Did I pronounce that right? Yeah, I think I did. Did you know that optical lenses are actually computers that require no energy? By the way, while we're speaking of eyes, I just can't help myself. I'm such a nerd. If you want your mind to be blown, check out the vision system, the eyes of the mantis shrimp. And for bonus points, check out the amount of force a mantis shrimp can punch with by shooting a jet of water. Seriously, bro, these things are absolutely fucking insane. Anyway, I'm getting super distracted. Can vision sensors replicate the benefits of a fly's compound eyes? Hopefully they explain what a compound eye is versus our vision in a moment, otherwise I will. As it is explained to us, as vision systems get down to teeny tiny scale, the functional balance shifts away from lens and mammalian eyes to compound systems, insect eyes, opening the door for neuromorphic sensors. The tangential implications for the efficiency require... Oh, god damn, this is a word salad. Okay, let me just get to the fucking point. I'll explain. I don't know if they've done that here. Okay, insect eyes, instead of painting an entire picture in a scene, which kind of we do, we interpret it like that, have literally a bunch of fucking tiny little eyes, each just taken in one pixel, one piece of information. Here we go. The quote seems to explain. By allowing each pixel to record independently and only when triggered, movement is captured as a continuous stream of information as opposed to frame by frame. This approach reduces the amount of data we need to send, which reduces the power consumption and also greatly improves the responsiveness of the camera. How much data is Tesla collecting? I can answer that. Approximately 1 metric fuck ton per second. We estimate Tesla has approximately 5.5 million cars on the roads today, reaching 25 million units by 2030 and 50 million plus units by 2035. Tesla's vehicle fleet should be driving a collective 100 billion miles a year run rate by late 2025 on our forecast. That's approximately 11.6 million miles an hour, or over 3,200 miles per second. According to Google Maps, that's roughly the driving distance from Bar Harbor in Maine to Los Angeles, California. According to the robotics and machine learning community, when training robots, it's not just the amount of data that's required for training neural nets, but also the diversity of data. It's true, it's very important that some of your data identifies as actually useful edge cases. Like what? Video is extremely data rich, but quite low in information density. Meaning, out of all the information, e.g. pixels, images, captured in high definition video from a camera, only a very minute portion is actually useful information to the perception and navigation and actuation of the robot. Collecting monumentally large datasets increases the ability for the fleet to capture the more relevant information and corner cases to improve the system. They're right, we know this, we've covered this before. You got a FOSIC for a lot of material you don't really need in terms of data to find the specks of gold, the actual edge cases that are useful. And now onto the second note from Morgan Stanley with the title, From Anchorage to Miami, Cheap Stocks, Precious Data. The auto industry appears to be one of the lowest multiple sectors in the entire stock market. When ranking the S&P 500 on forward PE multiple in descending order, Ford and Government Motors rank at number 492 and 498 respectively. We'll look at Exhibit 1 below in a moment. As long-time auto analysts appreciate, a low PE multiple is typically a sell signal for auto stocks. For this time to be different, we think something has to change. Yet auto manufacturers are in a position to eventually collect what may be some of the most valuable real-world training data captured by cameras and processed by computers from their global fleet. Mobile AI real estate. What they're saying is not true. It could become true if these companies suddenly began to encrust their vehicles in sensors, but they're not really doing that at the moment. So this is all theoretical and also extremely unlikely. Imagine convincing a legacy auto company to lose a couple of $1,000s on every vehicle they're currently making a little bit of money on, just so they can cover them in sensors to try and collect data to eventually compete with a company like Tesla. Good luck convincing them. If they had any sense, they would have started doing that 10 years ago. We note that the vast majority of data that could be captured from a vehicle fleet, of course, is not sent to a data center for neural net training. It is also our understanding that part of the efficient, well-designed system is its ability to ignore data that may not be useful information. This is true. But based on our conversations, the ability for the system to determine what is important and not important is itself influenced and improved by greater amounts of miles traveled. This is exactly right, and Data's flywheel is a perfect example of this. They've automated the entire process. It's brilliant. Putting GM's fleet miles and data opti. What the fuck is opti? Is that a word? Is that an abbreviation of opportunity? I think I'm going to learn a new word here. Let me see this. Opti. It must be a real word. That's why these guys get paid the big bucks, because of their giant brains. Okay, what the fuck does opti mean? Apparently doesn't mean anything. Okay. Does anyone know what the hell they mean? Let me know in the comments below. Into perspective, and no, we would not recommend driving from Anchorage to Miami. In the US alone, we estimate GM has approximately 40 million vehicles on the road, driving approximately 440 billion miles per year. Yeah, cool story, bro. That's around 1.2 billion miles per day. Okay, what's the point here? According to Google Maps, the driving distance from Anchorage, what's the fucking point? These vehicles don't have sensors on them. Are they high? Dude, I'm so confused. Why are they talking about the number of miles that GM's fleet is driving at the moment when these miles are not collecting data? What? Are they just mentioning this so they could say, well, in the future, if Tesla's fleet becomes as big as GM's, then they'll get... I'm a little bit confused here. When will autos jump on the AI and data bandwagon? Again, while a very small portion of vehicle miles are currently capturing data that would be useful to the fast-growing field of embodied AI, aka robotics, the opportunity appears to be very real. We believe the dichotomy of extremely low-valued equity and potentially high-valued data is an unsustainable combination, and we expect events through the remainder of 2024 may help shift investor thinking in this regard. Should Tesla's ongoing restructuring actions be a lesson for other auto companies? Probably, yes. Global EV demand has decelerated markedly over the past few quarters. Just to be clear, desirability hasn't. But people wanting something versus people actually going out and buying it and or being able to finance it are very different things. At the same time, China's relative dominance in a smaller EV pie is increasingly evident. Taken together, these forces have driven a major pullback and rescaling of the automobile side of Tesla's business, from product offering to footprint plans and supporting infrastructure, e.g. charging. According to a Bloomberg article, GM has expressed an interest in hiring some of the software interns let go during Tesla's recent headcount. Interns, oh shit, okay. I mean, hey, look, everyone starts somewhere, but if GM really wanted to have a chance here, they'd be hiring the top talent and paying them like $10 million a year to lure them away from Tesla. But should they? From our experience, Tesla has at times made decisions around technology and strategy that at first seemed illogical, but over time proved prescient. Yep, that's right. Tesla, with their gigantic brains, look into the future and do things. Everyone goes, why are they doing that? That's stupid. And then a few years later, oh, that was genius, actually. It's a recurring theme. As Tesla continues to shift incremental capex away from the automotive side and towards the data, computing, learning, and robotics side of the house, we see a real chance that the broader industry, legacy players and EV startups alike, will follow. They may, but it will be too little, too late. And here's the chart they referenced earlier. Looking at PE multiples, Ford and GM literally at the ass fucking end of the S&P 500, Tesla right near the top. And GM's fleet drives a distance equal to over 2.8 times the distance between Anchorage and Miami every second. So I guess the reason they mention that is just to show that a large-scale fleet, if the vehicles were covered in sensors, which is what Tesla will eventually have, a large fleet covered in sensors, not one today that's only 5.5 million, they'll be collecting absolutely astronomical amounts of data. Gigafuck tons every minute. Remember, data is the key. I'm really trying to think, has there been a bigger bombshell in fewer letters from Elon Musk ever? Removing the nag with FSD 12.4? This is a really big deal. Don't sleep on it. Actually do, I'm still buying Tesla. So yeah, there's nothing to see here, move along. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. And I haven't missed a daily video in more than 3 years. Must be a coincidence, right? Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. But don't take my word for it. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. By the way, viewer, that makes 2 of us. On to the next. Just got my AG1 in the mail. Legit feeling the effects after day 3. This viewer's been taking AG1 for 8 months and says, what an investment. Another. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR or I can keep going. Plenty more to come. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. Now look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. If you're still skeptical, hey, I don't blame you. Everyone on the planet seems to be promoting AG1 now, but guess what? They weren't nearly 3 years ago when I had this to say privately to my Patreon audience before there was a relationship, when I was asked about what I was doing for my health, energy, and so on. Just sharing my genuine, honest thoughts about a product I'd recently discovered that was at the time called Athletic Greens, now AG1. If I could only recommend one supplement to take, Athletic Greens, and I'm not getting paid to say this, Athletic Greens is a fucking game changer. I cannot believe how effective this is. No longer having a lack of energy in the afternoons. It's fucking amazing. There's only one thing to recommend seriously. Try Athletic Greens. You won't go back. So obviously, just like Elon Musk is a liar, a fraud, a con man, a scammer, a fake engineer, and Tesla's going bankrupt, you shouldn't trust that guy from about 3 years ago who, without any financial incentive, was promoting this product to his audience on Patreon when they were asking about health and what he's doing for supplements. Because obviously, there was some other reason he recommended that, obviously. Not sure what it was, but don't trust that guy. And all the testimonials, like my mental game's improved with AG1. I feel better than ever. I'm so impressed I've bought it for both my parents. I feel more focused and have better digestion. Incredible difference. No more afternoon fatigue. It's relieved gut issues. These are all just obviously fake testimonials from fake people. Right? Wrong. Just try it. Unless you hate yourself. If you hate yourself and you don't even want to risk possibly feeling better, this is not for you. But for everyone else, what's the worst that could happen? Try it for a month. See how you feel. It's a no-brainer. Just click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR. You'll get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 plus 5 travel packs. And you'll take the colossal risk that maybe you might have a similar experience to some of the people whose testimonials we've read in this video.